On January the 12th, 2010, at 4:53 p.m. in the afternoon, as people were going about their normal day's routine, a massive earthquake hit the country of Haiti, just 15 miles from the overcrowded capital, Port-au-Prince. Measuring 0.7 on the Richter scale, the quake levelled vast swathes of the city and the surrounding towns. Schools, office blocks, supermarkets, and street after street of houses collapsed. The death toll will probably never be fully known, but early estimates place the numbers at between 100,000 to 200,000 people, with countless numbers seriously wounded and close to 1 million people left without homes. This all happened in the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. In October of 2009, just 3 short months before the devastation caused by the quake, a group of Irish volunteers travelled with the Haven charity to the northeast of Haiti to build houses for local people. The programme that follows was made on that October trip. Thankfully, none of the locals filmed, nor the specific project was directly affected by the quake. Haven and a number of other Irish charities are now involved in the emergency on the ground in Haiti. In October 2009, 68-year-old radio broadcaster and rugby pundit George Hook decided to do something life-changing. He took a week off work and headed to the Caribbean.
I'm here in the Dominican Republic, a tourist mecca on the island of Hispaniola, where Christopher Columbus founded a Spanish colony in 1492. But I'm not staying here. Just a couple of hours down the road, one of the most dangerous, most put upon, and poorest nations on earth, Haiti. Things are much different there.
Haiti is less than half the size of Ireland and home to 9 million people, 80% of whom live below the poverty line. Haiti and the Dominican Republic share the island of Hispaniola, the second largest island in the Caribbean. From the mid-50s to the mid-80s, a brutal dictatorship, headed by the Duvalier family, Papa Doc and Baby Doc, ruled Haiti. The country is now a democracy, and political stability is slowly being established.
As we head along the road towards Haiti, we're in rural Dominican Republic, where by our standards what we're looking at is grinding poverty. Yet this grinding poverty for people in Haiti is probably nirvana. So it really is sort of striking a sort of a chord of fear, almost in a sense, of what awaits me.
The people from Haiti is Africa, French, and some Dominican mix. But here, Dominican, we have mulatto. So in this side of the country, we have many people have this color. Here, this color, for example, we say negro, moreno, or prieto. But the people from Haiti, the hairs is different, like Africa. If you see mine, the people from Haiti not like this. It's like Africa. The nose is more big, the lips more big, and the language, okay. Creole.
Creole is spoken because Haiti was once controlled by France. This was one of the most brutal slave colonies ever. A third of arrivals from Africa died within a few years. In 1804, the slaves rebelled. Haiti is the only nation on earth established by slave revolt. It was the first independent nation in Latin America and the first post-colonial black-led nation in the world. The vast majority of Haitians are descendants of African slaves.
When I cross the border, when I enter Haiti, will I see a big difference from Dominica?
The difference is the houses, the people, because in this side of the island, we never see many children around like that. There, when the people from Haiti, they see you, many people try to be around the bus, and the kids try to say, give me something, you know what I mean? Very different, more poor than here. That's the difference. Poor, very, very poor.
Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. More than 75% of Haitians live below the poverty line of $2 a day. One child dies every hour from starvation. Over half the population are unemployed. It's a poor and dangerous country. George will need a bodyguard at all times.
Bonjour. Article 4, the duration of an authorized stay for a visitor shall not exceed 3 months. Okay?
George's destination was the village which Haven, an Irish charity working in Haiti, had begun to build near the town of Wanamint, a short drive from the border.
This is way, way bigger than I imagined.
Since March 2009, Haven and Haitians had worked to lay out a new village. The aim was to provide proper shelter for the local poor. George would be staying in a house which would become home for a Haitian family by the end of the week.
This is yours, George.
This is home, is it? Home sweet home? Chez Georges, yeah?
That's right.
All right, okay, looks really good. I must say I didn't expect to live in a house. To be honest, I really thought I'd sort of be on a foundation and we're going to build a house around me and at the end of the week there'd be a roof over my head. But it looks as if I have a roof, I have a door. We're home?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. All right. 17A.
17A. I'll unlock the door for you now, sir. Yeah. Parking to your hands over.
Lot better than I thought or expected. Electric light. Wow. You know, this for a Haitian family who probably were living in the next best thing to a tip. This is magnificent. I mean, this is good for us. The other great thing about this is hurricane country. Every time they built stuff in this godforsaken country, the hurricane comes around, knocks it all down. These are going to stay up. That's the really great thing. This is clearly going to stay up. I grew up in a house like this. Albert Road wasn't much bigger than this. I mean, okay, it was 2 up, 2 down, but the downstairs square footage wasn't much bigger. I grew up in a house with just 2 bedrooms, outside toilet. So it wasn't much different to this. So, like, I can understand the thrill of a family coming in here. It's going to be special.
George wasn't taking on this task alone. Embarking on a 20-hour journey from Ireland to Haiti were 260 other volunteers. They'd raised funds at home and now were coming out to get their hands dirty and complete the new village in just 1 week. Haven's very first volunteers would be staying in the half-built village. There would be security on the perimeter. This compound would be home to the volunteers for the Build It Week. George was assigned to the catering team under the command of Sergeant Alan McKenna from Dundalk.
The great Wellingtonian legend, the army marches on its stomach, eh?
Yeah, true. I believe so, yeah.
So, I've been allocated to you. What do you want me to do?
If you could come in around 5 a.m. and fry me about 60 eggs.
Okay. So what kind of volumes are we talking about here?
Just here will I get my... For instance, we have 225 dozen eggs. It's approximately 2,500 eggs.
2,500 eggs.
210 sliced pans, dairy, 1,200 litres.
I'm expecting, I must say, tomorrow that the volunteer spirit will prevail, you know, so that breakfast is as much an adventure for them as building a house is. Yeah. And they're not going to be expecting the Hilton, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll be giving it out for you.
We are saying, welcome to you because you are there among us.
Darkness comes early in Haiti, but the volunteers are on the road. 4 hours of bad roads from the airport to here. When they arrive, it'll be about midnight their time. But there's no time for rest. They'll be starting tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. The reception committee is waiting. It's going to be a great start for them. Tomorrow morning it all begins, me frying eggs and them building houses. Here they come.
Children from the local school had stayed up well beyond bedtime to welcome the weary Irish volunteers.
This is what living in good conditions at home with the lovely Ingrid. I'm not used to roughing it like this, but it's 4:30. I'm looking forward to getting up there. I hear people about. People are up. You can probably hear the cock crow in the background. Get something to hold up my trousers now and I'll be ready to go. First day at the office. Breakfast. Morning, folks. How are you?
Good morning. You're late.
It's 5 a.m. according to my clock.
Good afternoon.
How are you? Sergeant told me to be here by 5. I'm here at 5. You're going to have to take your crack jokes and all. What?
That's none out of 3.
None out of 3. They're the eggs. They're not me. It's the eggs, kid.
I know, they're bad.
Well, the cocks can crow. Why can't they do the other thing?
Let's try and get one egg right. No?
This is the caterer's nightmare, when the queue starts to form and you're not ready. What are you doing here, kid? Are you doing any better?
No.
No, well, that's nice to see.
So, fried egg.
All right, okay, we'll just divide it up.
Not really.
You're not going to do that?
I'm going to throw these out and try a new batch of eggs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
Yes.
Oh, bingo, what an egg.
The volunteers were a mix of professional tradesmen and complete novices. They were divided into teams, each with specific responsibilities, from carpentry to plastering to providing drinking water.
The plan for us today is to first fix some of the new houses, and the other team is going to go down here and finish some of the houses that are getting ready to be occupied in the next week.
This is a big project. Some of the houses were only at foundation stage. Some needed a roof, some needed plastering and painting.
For this week, we have about 30,000 blocks. We can build it together. Irish and Asian guy.
The aim was to have 40 homes completed by the end of the week. The Irish would be working alongside the Haitians in one big push under a harsh sun.
It's only 10:15 and it's really hot, you know, so by 11 o'clock I say it'll be up at 36 or...
Mid-30s.
Well, definitely mid-30s, yeah.
We're all broken in anyway, so it's grand, yeah. The beds were really comfortable as well, actually. I think everyone just crashed last night, so it's fine. It's great.
The design, it's a very simple design. They're all semi-detached to reduce on cost. The windows are open. They're breeze blocks that are used, and they're basically designed to allow for ventilation. We offered glass at the very start, but the locals wanted to have the breeze blocks. This is apparently the way they do it here. So, you know, this was the best solution that we could come up with.
We drove quite slowly into Haiti, so for the last 15 minutes of the journey we saw absolute poverty. It was incredible. And compare what we saw to this, These are mansions. You know, there were just shacks on the side of the road. It's crazy. So these are fabulous.
All of the volunteers would be given the opportunity to meet the families who benefit directly from this project. Today, George is going off-site to see why there is such a dire need for Haven to build these homes. George is visiting the families with Farah. Farah is the Community Development Officer for Haven here in Wanamint. Farah has helped to identify which families are most in need of housing.
The set of criteria is the age, the family age, and the number of people living in the house, the number of children they have, also the condition of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also there is a small payment for the house, so they have to have some income also, yeah?
Yes, they should be able to pay 100 goods a month.
Which is about what, $1?
$2.
$2?
Yes.
Why does Haven, given this big charge in them, why doesn't it give the houses free? Why does it ask for payment?
Oh, they ask for payment. It's not because it's the cost of the house. They want the people to own the house, to care.
And appreciate.
Yeah, and appreciate because they have their contribution to this.
Are you looking forward to your new house?
Vraiment, vie aller dans le caille là? Oui. Yes.
What does she like about the houses?
Qu'est-ce qu'on aime dans le caille ça? Dans le caille. Dans le caille.
Moi j'aime parce que il y a fraîcheur. Le film m'avant santé, m'avant père.
Yeah, she said that she likes the house because it's beautiful and she will be her mind will be in peace.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Portez-nous bien. Yes. Bye.
Where you live now, what is difficult for you?
Qui problème qu'on a avec?
Ah, pas de problème. C'est parce que c'est un caille qui presque nous deux nous dormons parce que nous pas en ordre.
Okay, she's saying that she sleeps outside because it's not in good shape.
She sleeps outside? You know, in all the houses we look at, we witness a miracle. The miracle is that there's a baby there, a live baby. Infant mortality in this country, like so many countries, is huge. The abandonment of children with disability is huge. You can see here when you think at home, I think of my 4-week-old grandson back in Cork, and I think of the parents sterilizing bottles and everything so incredibly clean. This little 4-month-old baby, I can't see any sign of a nappy. There's there's nothing specially clean for this child. And you look at the next in line, that little girl with those sores on her legs. I mean, you could think, well, why don't I just give her a tube of Savlon? But you have no idea what underlying condition that might represent. But such is these people's lives that, the mother probably thinks, that's the least of our problems. I mean, if you have to sleep outside because what's inside is so bad, maybe some sores on your daughter's legs are a pretty minor concern. It's just overwhelming, really, to think that a family, in fact, 2 generations we've seen live in those conditions. It's awful. We know this, our ancestors were evicted from places like this in famine times. So we, the Irish, we know this better than anybody. And that's why I'm here. And I didn't know until this moment why I'm here. But I'm bloody glad I am.
In October 2009, just 3 months before January's devastating earthquake, broadcaster and rugby pundit George Hook volunteered with Haven, an Irish charity helping to house people in Haiti, the Western world's poorest country. He joined 260 other Irish volunteers who had fundraised to build a new village and to complete 40 new homes within a week.
When I signed up to come here as a volunteer, I felt that I mightn't be great at mixing cement or making bricks or blocks, whatever. So I said I would do water or painting or catering or whatever was required. And so I was just allocated to the water team. Water, lads! Water! Water!
There was a lot of hard graft ahead, and the 40-degree heat, that's 104 degrees in old money, was a real threat to keeping the work on track.
We're told that everybody needs to have 4 litres of water a day. And so we distribute bottles and pouches, and in each pouch there's 250 mils of water. So that means each person must have at least 16 of those per day.
It's very warm, we're drinking a lot of water, perspiring a lot, and it's not because I drank last night, there was none of that taken last night.
Well, it was the first day of the build. It was 42 degrees, which none of us knew at the time, I have to be honest, but we found out afterwards. And just the heat got to me, and took a bit of a dizzy turn and what have you, and fair play to the medical staff, they zipped me away straight away and looked after me and told me to go home for the afternoon, which wasn't nice on the first day, but brand new today, thanks be to God, after the treatment I got. So, flying now, flying.
Tough now this morning because it was very hot, but it's after cooling down this evening, so not too bad. And everyone's in good form and everyone's, the morale is good. And we went down today to meet some of the beneficiaries, people who'll be moving into the houses. So I think that's something that makes a big difference, because when you see who you're doing it for and why you're doing it, like the kids were just gorgeous and they were so excited about moving, and when you see kind of where they're coming from, it makes you realise where you're doing it and makes it all worthwhile.
Persuading all the volunteers to fundraise back home and labour over here was Haven's main focus in 2009. The charity was founded by Cork businessman Leslie Buckley, who has extensive business interests in the Caribbean.
You're a wealthy man. You could have written a cheque, or you could have got all the people back in Ireland to put money in a box. I mean, why did you come to build houses?
I think 2 things. Number 1, I'm trying to build a community here. There's a school just down below us. We then have the housing, so this helps to build an absolute community. By bringing the volunteers from Ireland, they will go back as ambassadors and give a different perception of Haiti to the Irish people and to many other people in the world.
How is it going to affect the overall Haitian economy?
Well, Haven can only do a drop in the ocean here in Haiti, but my ambition is to have at least 4 projects in Haiti over the 3-year period, and then bring the government of Haiti to see exactly what is achievable in their country with their people.
So your view here is you see this almost as a kind of a motivational tool that you can say to the Haitian government, this can be done.
Absolutely. And I think with the resilience and with the strength of the people here, nothing is impossible.
The volunteers really believed in pushing the possibilities. They also took on the task of upgrading the local school by improving the toilet facilities and adding extra classroom space.
We're working on the school, we're putting a new classroom in there. There's 6 classrooms. They can only do school up as far as 6th class. So by us building a 7th classroom, they can actually go to the end of the schooling, do their 7th class.
The volunteers also decided to upgrade the schoolyard.
We're going to repair that wall over there. We're going to put a basketball net on it. This here then is going to be a finished concrete slab for the children to play in here.
Well, we're at the school, not unlike national schools that are dotted across Ireland. Problem is, of course, facilities, books, pencils, toilet facilities, clean water are not readily available here.
Most Haitians can't afford to send their children to school, and the majority of Haitians have no formal education. The local school here is funded by Digicel, an Irish-owned telecom company.
Wow. Very good. I think wherever you go in the world, what is always amazing in poor areas is just how much effort that the parents put into their children for education. We understand that very much in Ireland. All these children beautifully kitted out in a school uniform. Teacher has got just 2 weeks training to handle a class of over 30 children aged between 3 and 6, which would be difficult for somebody after 4 years of experience. But this teacher shares something in common with teachers all over the world. She wants smaller class sizes. Oh, Killian, how are you?
George, how's it going?
Can I have a word? Can I have a word?
Absolutely, why not? Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Okay.
Au revoir.
God save the work.
Thank you very much, George. Good to see you.
Listen, just explain one thing to me, will you?
I will, of course.
How does the professor of geriatric medicine at University College Cork have a plumber t-shirt and paint walls? Please explain.
It's called schizophrenia, George. I'm not sure what it is I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, lads, you go for a few pints, eh?
No pint coming up and it's all done.
You go for a few pints.
Well, pleased to meet you anyway.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Got your own son? How's it going?
Well, it's we're flying. We're doing well. We're still over on you.
There's a storm coming up here.
Yeah, we were blessed with the weather, though. We were blessed with the weather, weren't we?
Blessed isn't the word I would have used when they hit 105. You know, sure, it was like a furnace. Do you not find it difficult to work?
After the second break was hard.
You're all. Are there any experts here? Like, I mean, are you a bricklayer? Like, are you a bricklayer? Is there any expert here? On anything? You're a bricklayer, so you know what you're doing. Yeah. No. Serious question. Like, everybody else then is basically following an instruction. Therefore, that's what I mean. Yeah.
You're trying to bring the people that's not experienced. You're trying to bring them along.
It's like me frying eggs. I know. I understand. But
commentating on rugby.
Yeah.
You know nothing about that.
You can afford to lose some eggs. He can't afford to lose some labourers.
Midway through the building week and routine had set in. For George Hook, that meant getting up at 5 a.m. to fry eggs for the hungry workers. All of the volunteers were very aware of their targets.
We're doing very, very well. We're doing, the first day we done 8, and we increased that the next day to 10. And it's getting, each day we started early. We start now at 5 in the morning. Makes a big difference.
So we're going really from 5 in the morning until 4:30 in the evening. And then there's the mandatory few beers. And then we do it all over again.
This is a rural area, and the aim is to preserve rural communities. At the centre of this site, there will be a village square with a playground.
This is one of the main things, because we need to have this finished. It's in the centre of the village. It's like the focal point of the village. You can see where everybody congregates here because of the mature mango trees. So it's a nice thing to be working on.
Can't get any more done than what we're doing. Everyone's soaking. So it's good in that heat. You can only do so much.
Yesterday we went to see the houses for people who'll be getting houses here, you know. I think in Irish terms it's probably moving from an ordinary 3-bed semi into a mansion for them. That's sort of equivalent, I would say.
It'll be worth it in the end. When you see all the people moving in the end, it's going to be very good. That's what we're all here for.
Here, please. Thank you. I'm an entrepreneur in Haiti. I'm in the agribusiness, and I'm so encouraged with what is being done. I just volunteered to participate. And I'm encouraging Leslie to look at potential agricultural projects in the area where the people will find jobs. Agricultural jobs are the fastest ones because you know the problem of illiteracy. So before getting into technical jobs, agriculture, I think, is the number one that can create the most amount of jobs. Haiti is deficient in food production, so having structures and organization that could help them, give them technical assistance, they will make it.
George is heading off-site to visit Cap Haitian, which is about an hour's drive west of the Haven site. It's near where Columbus first landed on Hispaniola in 1492, so it's one of Haiti's oldest colonial cities.
Well, we're in Cap Haitian, which is the second city of Haiti. I think the last time I saw something that gives you this impression of that great phrase, teeming millions, was Bangkok. I mean, extraordinary as I look just over the bridge and down the river. It reminds you of Southeast Asia, the way people live on the river. It's not threatening. One doesn't feel a sense of threat at all, but one just feels a sense of extraordinary poverty. And when there is this much poverty, you can understand why in Haiti, in its current difficulties, life is cheap. You can also, I think, for people involved in Haven and the charity, you think, how can the Haitian government get out of this? Because there is no economic activity here. What you have is just one step above a barter and exchange. You have economic activity at the absolute lowest level. Nowhere as we traveled the odd 40 or 50 kilometers to here did you see signs. You know, there's no Maxwell House or there's no drink Coca-Cola signs. But there's no commercial activity. People who live on $9 a month aren't going to be buying Coca-Cola or instant coffee. It is a struggle to survive.
Deirdre Grant is media manager for Haven. As well as promoting the charity's work, she also tries to deepen people's understanding of the country and the people that Haven hope to help. All of the volunteers leave the building compound to visit Cap Haitian.
We really wanted the volunteers to see what Haiti is like, you know, to experience what all of the problems that Haiti has and all of the colour that it has as well. So that they're not just based on site, which is essentially a building site for the week. And, you know, if you didn't get out, if you didn't get to visit Haiti's second biggest city, Cape Haitian, during the week, you might well think to yourself that you were just in a very hot building site. You know, there's a very vibrant sort of life going on. There's all these traders there eking out a living, like maybe selling a couple of bucks worth of stuff every day. But it's unbelievably vibrant. Life happens on the streets in Haiti. And that drive that you take through Cape Haitian gives you a real sense of Haitian life.
Well, it did. And the river did. I thought tomorrow my shirts have been washed in a river just like that.
Are you worried, George?
Well, it'll be interesting wearing my shirts, yeah. Do you know the most striking thing for me? In the midst of all the stench and poverty, all the school children are in uniform and are impeccable. Now, when you think of almost certainly what their homes are like, is that common in Haiti? The school children are uniformed when people have so little money.
Uniforms and school, children going to school and wearing the school uniforms is a sign that their families are doing okay. They can first of all afford to pay the school fees. Secondly, they obviously have the books and they have the school uniforms and the shoes and everything else. So those families are obviously able to afford to put their children through some level of education. You know, that's not the case for everybody, but particularly when you see the older kids, you know, the ones who have reached second level education, hopefully that means that they have a real future.
I've almost forgotten how many days we were here because all of us, all volunteers have now settled into this. Get up, work, breakfast, work, siesta, work, few beers, dinner, bed, up, and so on, you know? So it's no longer Monday or Tuesday or whatever. And you see these people, men and women alike, dirty, sweaty, and it's, you know, it's really special. The morale is great, I have to tell you. They're bound together by a common purpose, which is to help people. It's really great. It's been good fun. It's been better fun, let's say, than I really thought. It's restored my faith in common man. It has stopped me thinking about Nama, stopped me thinking about work, stopped me thinking about myself. And I think we all feel the same way here. We're not thinking about ourselves anymore. Thinking about other people. Not bad. Long may it continue. Short trip, but I'm going to make the most of it.
It's been a grueling week for Irish charity volunteers building homes in Haiti.
I'm scared of horses. So if this horse jumps, I'm dead, man.
George Hook takes a trip off-site to see whether developing tourism could offer real hope to the Haitian economy.
I'm not remotely happy about this. If anybody thinks I'm happy about this, you know, they've really... I can just imagine some ancient American tourist working his way up this hill.
George is visiting the Citadelle La Ferrière, a mountaintop fortress built by the leader of the slave rebellion which won Haitian freedom from France. On the same UNESCO World Heritage Site stands the Great Palace of Sans-Souci. The palace was built by the Haitian king Henri Christophe and destroyed by an earthquake in 1842. The plan was to encourage American cruise ships to stop along the coast and then bring tourists inland to visit the heritage sites. The government had hoped to build a main road here in the next few years. Haiti was a popular tourist destination, known as the Pearl of the Caribbean back in the 1950s. That was before the infamous Duvalier dictatorship and years of political instability. Today, Haiti has a reputation as one of the most dangerous countries in the world to visit, but there are hopes that an increasingly stable Haiti can attract vital tourist revenue.
What I worry about here is the incredible hope invested by these people in this piece of rock, that somehow they can bring, and it must be Americans. And we in Ireland know more about American tourism than maybe anybody else in the world. I think it's going to be difficult for them, whatever about this great site and this great view. I just can't imagine some blue-rinsed widow from Columbus, Ohio, going up on the horse. Maybe, if you want to come to Haiti and ride a horse, this is the place to go. Well, you can see if I can do it. You can do it.
Haven is an Irish charity working in Haiti. Their plan is to provide housing, but also to train and employ local Haitians and improve their employment prospects.
This is Academy. He's 20 and he's finished his school and he wants to go to college. What are you going to do in college?
Well, I want to be a good translator in English.
A which? A good teacher, good translator?
Yeah.
Yeah, his English is very good.
c'est que la France va jouer contre l'Irlande. France is going to play against Ireland. Pour la qualification de la Coupe du Monde.
La Coupe du Monde.
Et qui c'est qui va gagner, la France ou l'Irlande?
La France qui va gagner.
Who is going to win? France or Ireland?
La France qui va gagner. C'est ça.
The good man is the best.
It's been tough, I think, physically. I cannot underestimate the physical demands on people. That's why tomorrow is so important, because if you've worked all week and you're not going to be finished by tomorrow, then I know the way you're going to feel. You're going to feel like it's been a hell of a week and we're not finished. So it's going to be a monumental push tomorrow. I think tomorrow people are literally going to skip siesta or whatever. They're going to make sure that it gets done. John, people are going to recognise you because you present on RTE. Come now, at your service, a programme about advising B&Bs and hotels and all that sort of stuff.
Excellent. We have never reached this level before. This is a whole new creation here, but it's great.
Now, were you prepared for it? Like, did you think it was going to be like that?
This is people management here. It's the exact same as the supermarket, exact same as Disneyland. You just keep the line moving, okay? Most important is the next 5 minutes here before service that we get everything bang, 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 bang. If you keep people moving, not a problem. Okay, yeah. You cannot build houses, you cannot do what we're all here for unless people are well fed.
They have worked extraordinarily.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, but listen, on a thing like this, everyone mucks in and gets on with it. They came to work this morning at 4 o'clock, they will not be finished tonight till 9. And they went home for an hour in the afternoon. And they've done that now.
That's 19 hours.
Yeah, 6 days in Trosh they'll have done that.
Probably nobody else has done 120 hours.
Welcome to the hotel business.
Discipline. Nous besoin de discipline aller à l'église. Nous besoin de discipline aller à l'école. Dans nos foyers, nous besoin de gagner des gens, des femmes qui disciplinés.
The African heritage of this former slave colony is still strong. Roman Catholicism is the official religion of Haiti, but voodoo is considered the national religion. Many Haitians don't consider Christianity and voodoo as incompatible. They believe in witchcraft and zombies, and also believe in Jesus, the saints, and the Virgin Mary. George is on his way to meet a voodoo priest, who is also the lead singer with Ram, the band who'll be performing later for the volunteers.
What does voodoo bring to music? Because you described really your music as voodoo rock and roots, I think. So what,
people say that.
All right, okay, but I mean, where does voodoo as a religion, where does it come into music?
Haiti and Louisiana used to be one and the same colony. Louisiana is the middle third of the United States. And when the French lost the war in Haiti, they sold Louisiana to the Americans. Louisiana, the capital of Louisiana was New Orleans, which is where American blues and jazz and all that movement comes. And at the time of Haitian independence, New Orleans was 50% Haitian diaspora. So in voodoo, there is prayer, but there's song and there's dance. And so my theory is that all that jazz and blues which came out of New Orleans is coming out of.
That's not totally off the wall in a way.
No,
when you talk about voodoo dance and music and song,
sure.
Like the great Baptist musics would have created a similar sort of music and song. So see where you're coming from. But you're more than just a voodoo. You have done more than take voodoo to your music. You've taken voodoo to your personal life. You practice voodoo, yeah?
I don't practice it as a profession. It's like being a priest, you know? I don't practice it and receive visitors and do that as a living. But I've been initiated to a certain level.
tomorrow's the final day, and you're under real pressure, aren't you? Because you've got to get people fed and people leave.
Not only that, they're dismantling the kitchen around me to store it for the next mission in April. So while I'm cooking, they'll be dismantling the kitchen.
Alan, tell the truth. You haven't done something like this before?
Never, no. Similar, but never the same.
Would you do it again?
We'll talk about that when I get home and rest it for a while.
It's the final day of the Build It week. Soon the beneficiary families will be moving into their new homes. Jacqueline Charles is a journalist with the Miami Herald. She's of Haitian descent and has written extensively about the country. She knows the difference this project could make.
I tell everyone that every time I come to Haiti and I look at someone who looks like me or a little girl, I am reminded that it could so easily be me. You know, had my mother's decision been different in terms of where she wanted to give birth. So I don't take the accident of my birth very, very lightly. When you look in this country and you look at the young kids and you talk to the parents, you see that they're no different from parents anywhere around the world, that they want something better for their kids. There are a couple of organizations that have built houses, and when you look at those houses and you look at the houses that are being built here, I think the message that what you're sending to those families is that you are deserving.
I just want to say that I hope the family enjoy their new home, and we had a lot of joy helping paint it. So that's about it, really.
Thanks a lot for this house. In the name of the family, she said thank you.
Ishmael and Maxie, on behalf of the carpentry team, we are delighted to welcome you to your new home. We hope you'll have many years of happiness with you and your children. 1, 2, 3.
The greatest moment of all, when we were handing over the houses to the beneficiaries. I'm sorry, but I must say, I don't think I've ever in my life felt so emotional. It was just an incredible feeling.
We asked that you would give us your support, and you, the volunteers, came out and you gave us 150%, not 110%. So give yourselves a round of applause.
Madam. In a way, I'm speaking for 260 people because I've the privilege of being able to talk to you. They don't. And they feel the way I feel. They feel that they came here, not sure what they were going to face, and they entered something that they couldn't believe possible in the 21st century in the world. And they delivered this extraordinary morning. And it's my privilege on their behalves to offer these houses to the Haitian beneficiaries. But it was their work. I'm just the front man.
They say thank you because they have a house and they will have a place to play and also a bathroom. They didn't have any. She likes everything about the house, the bed, the light, everything. The house is beautiful. She is very happy.
It's hard to believe that I was probably a 5-year-old little boy in Cork when I first gave a penny for the black babies of Africa. And every year since then, in some way, I've contributed to charity. And yet, it takes me to arrive in my declining years before I actually do it for real. For the first time in my life, I've actually felt that I'm worthwhile, that I'm actually making something happen. The other thing about it is you might ask, well, what kind of an experience has it been? It's been unbelievably emotional because here we're in an enclave, in a cocoon, if you like, because we still have electricity, we have running water, and we have 3 square meals a day. And every day we see, whether in the towns or cities of this country, or the very homes of the people who are going to benefit, you get this incredible emotional tug and you think, how does this happen in the world in which I live? So I've been up and down all the time. But let me tell you this, when I go home and it rains, an image will come in my mind, I know, of that house I went into where there were holes in the roof. When I go home and I look in the gutter and I see almost clear rainwater running down it, I think of Cap Haitian, where the rubbish was piled 3 and 4 feet high with pigs snuffling in it. And when the sun shines, as it does in an Irish summer, and I'm hitting that little white ball around the golf course, I'll think of the searing 108-degree temperatures that people worked in here for the betterment of their fellow man. But the Haitians, for them, the sun never relents. It's a hard day's work every day just to survive. It'll never leave me. Like the sun, it is seared in my brain. That Builders Week in November had been an emotional roller coaster. We'd obviously experienced the despair of the poverty in which the people lived, but we had the highs of watching those houses go up, and we had great hopes for the future. As I left that 108 degrees of sun, I really thought we've accomplished something. Nothing prepared me for the awfulness of that early morning news that an earthquake had struck that island, because I knew that they couldn't cope. I knew that this was a country that didn't have the wherewithal, the infrastructure, or indeed the funds to cope. People would die simply because we couldn't get there in time to help them. There's only one way forward for Haiti. That is us, the international community, to give of our time, our effort, and our sweat to help this unfortunate country and its more than unfortunate people.
Donations to Haven's earthquake appeal can be made securely online via www.havenpartnership.com or by phoning the office on 01 433 3930.